All right, had the wrong one. All right. Testing 1 2 3 4 1 2 3. So I didn't have my co-host text me or anything like that. So I said I'll be here for a minute and wing it. And if people come, they come. People want to ask questions, they can. So if you guys want to ask questions, come on up because I am winging it today. So, but I wanted to get one in since I haven't done one in a while. Kind of canceled a few. What's up, Dreamlet? So if the women show up, they show up. The thing is, I'm not sure, man. Since this kerfuffle with Pearly blew up, so I'm not sure how viable this channel might be. So, but we'll wing it and we'll see. You see who comes. If they come, if women show up, they show up. If not, it's going to be a short show. Okay. Uh, no, not helping them. The thing is that it's really funny because if you talk to the majority of black men in this space, man, they want to reach some kind of rapprochement with their women. Most of them, because the guys that follow me, man, they for the like the uh, most of the people that follow me, man, they wind up over at say like the at the breakdown, day after day, every time they put something up, and they flock to women's channels, and it was the guys that encouraged me to actually reboot this channel. So, am I trying to help them if I can? If I have a channel, I try to help. I'm a Gnostic, so I'm obliged to actually do something. I try to help them. The thing is, at the end of the day, they have to help themselves. More it would show how you, or more like Nero, the fiddle as Rome burned. I don't know how that went, man. I thought it would, I guess it went okay. I guess it went okay. But the thing is that, as this Pearly thing, you know, drops out, you want to kind of let it blow over because for me, when I heard it, man, it's like a nothing burger. Okay. She interviewed a racist. Okay. She interviewed a racist. Okay. Number one, she's not part of the black manosphere. Number two, the stuff we shared has nothing to do with her, right? It has to do with the people that are actually on the show. We don't drop clips of Pearl talking or her espousing anything. She happens to be hosting the show, and the chicks on the show who not even American black women, just talk about general black talking points or general uh, male female talking points. We use clips of it, and some of them are actually funny. So it's there to actually illustrate a point we're trying to make. We do that with anybody, with anything. Sometimes people we don't even like. The thing is we're trying to illustrate a point. What I do not like, and reason that I had to have a response is, I don't care if he's a stomp down hardcore Satanist. Okay, don't care. If I don't like him or like the dude, I don't like her or like to do what she done, I'll make the decision not to follow her or not to like her or whatever I'm going to do. Right? Um, you don't come up in my house and tell me what to do. So that's what I was saying. Come in my house, tell me what to do, or saying if you don't um, if you support her, don't talk to me. You know, number one, I never supported her. Number two, even if I did, you can't walk up to me and tell me what not to do. You're not my woman, okay? You're not my woman. You're not my wife. You're not even a relative. It's not even your space. And Dr. Neal was saying the same thing. What gives black women the right to come up and mommy you? Yeah. Oh, instead of arguing with men, they should. I was saying that, and that's what this channel was actually created for. It's actually for helping. I haven't done enough of that like I used to. A lot of stuff I used to do put up for women, like one time I used to. They actually wanted to learn about the animus, okay, the anima and animus, because women are really interested in that because a lot of women are not in touch with their male. They're in touch with it, but they not don't know how to control their male side. Okay, a lot of women have a lot of, try to exhibit a lot of wild male energy, like when they get angry or something like that. In other words, this feminized male energy. They don't know how to control themselves. Okay, they need to get in touch with their animus, and most women don't get in touch with their animus until the control side of their psyche until they get about 40. And to learn how to do that, to learn how to balance that out, they want me to go into the animus. A lot of that, a lot of the myth of white womanhood came from me working with the women. It wasn't for the guys. It's actually for the women because black women have in America have a deep seated love and inferiority complex about white women, which is why I didn't like what Omar Wally and O'Shea did by pulling the woman king shit because they know black women have an inferiority complex when it comes to white women. They do. Okay, they have a love, hate, and inferiority complex around white women, and especially when it comes to black men, especially when it comes to black men. So you throw a white woman at a black woman, she's going to react. That's why I thought it was in poor taste, and I told him that. So a lot of this stuff, a lot of this stuff that they do um, is really around. Really, they coalesce around what they call um, their level of how can I say contempt and local level contempt and hatred, and that needs to be expressed for black men because they really do. So all the big channels that really pop off with a lot of female subscribers is them unleashing that, giving voice to that low level of contempt and hatred they have for black men, and that's how come it's really popular amongst them. And even with the breakdown, okay, they sneak it. It's just with them, it's still low level. It's still low level, and that's fine if that's all you're gonna do. That's fine. Okay, then there's no sense of you being connected with black men. And the thing is, it doesn't make black women better. It does not. They don't do anything to make black women better. Well, yeah, that is what the masculine side is for, because men have a logical brain, and that's the way they see things. And in perfect harmony, um, he can be as logical as he wants because his woman would carry his female side or his um, emotional side, expressive emotional side. Men express emotions completely different than women, completely different. Men express them, but it's not in a sense. It's not open the way women express theirs. It's controlled. What's up, Doctor Thunder? Well, the thing is, it doesn't matter. That's the whole thing. It whether they hate us or not, whether they love us, hate us, it doesn't matter. The thing is, right now, the reason I wanted to, or the reason I think I've said, the reason I started this channel is a challenging by Crystalline Carrison because she thought that she was helping women. And I told her she wasn't. And she told me that you have to hold their hands and talk nice to them and tell them what they want to hear and all that kind of stuff. I said, no, you don't. I said, I got two daughters. No, you don't. Okay, because that's not making them better. I said, as a man, I have to talk to them differently than I talk to my sons or talk to men. The thing is, I can still hold them accountable. I can talk to them away and actually be what they call a stern father. And my rule one for my women's channel is for them not to lie. I said you can have express any kind of opinion you want and uh, and talk about it, but you can't lie because I'm not gonna let you lie. So when it comes down to things like single motherhood, right? They try to blame the guy. I said, okay, well tell me the story. 9 times out of 10, okay, and I think this has been on my channel. I think it was Concrete Rose and Sister George, right? Okay, young couple, teenagers, right? And they're like they've been dating since they were 50. They've been dating since they were 16, 17, and he's 20. Okay, she's 20, he's 20, and They have a spat. He's getting one. He's they're getting ready to break up. She gets pregnant, and all of a sudden it's an accident. I said, okay, that's fine. Okay, it might be an accident. Okay, so how long have you been having sex? Oh, about 2 years. So in the whole 2 years, 2.5 years, you've been having sex. It's the last 6 months of a relationship. You get pregnant. I said, really, really, just so happens, huh? Just so happens that whole time you having sex regularly, like once a month? No, almost every day. You're having sex almost every day, and you're young, you're a teenager, you're fertile, but you don't get pregnant until he gets ready to leave. Strange how that happens. In other words, baby, bullshit. Don't bullshit me. Got two daughters, okay? And no, there's no line in therapy. And I said even then, it said if, I used to I've done this to a lot of women. I said I said who makes a single mother? It's the man or the woman? They said always the man, right? Okay. So if a man gets you pregnant, say the first day, right? You got 40 weeks to decide whether to have that baby or not. Okay, depending on what you believe. You could take you could have taken even if you had unprotected sex, the morning after pill. Okay, you have at least 5 months to get an abortion if you're so disposed. Okay, you can give the baby up for adoption. When does a woman become a mother? Is when she's pregnant or when she gives birth? So who decides whether that baby gets here or not? Is it the man or is it the woman? Can a man tie you down for 40 weeks to make sure you have that baby? No. You decide whether that baby is here or not. So it's your decision. He just gives you the seed. Okay. You plant it and you nurture it and you grow it. You grow it into a baby. But all of a sudden it's his fault. And we have equal sharing. Bunk. Let's start being honest. You got 31 forms of birth control, including condoms, including not including abstinence. At what point do you actually take responsibility for yourself? No, it doesn't because it doesn't help anybody in the long run. It doesn't. Well, that's what, and then this is something that Dr. Army said, right? The biggest voting bloc in the United States is white women. If women want abortions, they can they can go to their state and vote abortion in, and there's nothing anybody can do about it if they want it. Evidently, women disagree with abortions or abortions on demand. So it's up to them. It's in women's hands. If they don't want it, it's not going to be there. So putting a boundary on my, personally, I don't care. It's always Jermaine's fault. That's true. All right. When we going to get a 6 hour stream on your women's channel? I don't know. We have to see if there's going to be a women's channel because, hey, it's to the point where they don't want to participate. I don't blame them. Hey, this stuff's going on with Pearl. They're going to have to make a decision. You know, we have to make a decision because basically this is here for them because they wanted a voice, an unfiltered voice inside the manosphere. Okay, I gave them one, but if they don't want to be here, they don't want to be here. But I wanted to get one in just in case because we missed 2 weeks, and if they don't want to participate on a women's channel, I have no reason to preach to them. I might do some uploads, but I'm not going to preach to them. They hopefully if I can't do it, they can find women that can do the same thing for them because there's a lot of stuff that they don't do. They talk about body count. I was listening to Shay Sharday and Security Boss talk about body count and kind of gloss over the hormones. Okay, and because they're trying to sound like they're touching on the science of it, and it's real simple. Okay, and I always give them the same. The book is like almost 30 years old. The Alchemy of Love and Lust by Teresa Crenshaw. I think it's 94, so it's almost 30 years old, right? And every doctor thereafter that talked about sex, right? Actually talks about the same thing she talked about. Actually, they highlight the stuff in that book. about the hormones that they secrete. I think it's like 15 to bond the woman to a man if she orgasms. The same way the same hormones bond her to her child. There's two times you secrete these hormones, right? During strong orgasm or childbirth, and those are they call them bonding hormones. And just like any other hormone or drug or anything like that, right? If you abuse it, say you bond to too many people, okay. If you had more than one child, right? The first one's special, the second one's kind of special, the third, fourth, and fifth, okay, they're just kids, okay. You kind of lose that newness, okay. You can't bond to your kids the same way because you got too many of them, right? Same thing with sexual partners, right? If you had 30 sexual partners, you're gonna your bonding hormones and effect it has on you as a woman is gonna be way diminished, okay? And that's what guys used to call it at the thousand cock stare. They could tell that they weren't there. And to have an orgasm, they were having sex, but they couldn't attach to the guy the same way. It's impossible. So I think I said I'm almost 50. As long as she's not sharing with someone, not me, who cares about body count? There's a reason. There's a reason that the body count. Okay, I'm trying to explain what the fuck the body count is. Okay, the more bodies a woman has, she's gonna lose her ability to bond. Okay, whereas if she only has one partner, the bond that she's gonna have with that sexual partner is gonna be very strong. Okay, it's gonna be in cement. That's like a woman will always remember her first orgasm because that's the guy she has the strongest bond with, and she's gonna lose. It's gonna lessen thereafter. It it's to the point that why you think hookers either get a boyfriend or a pimp, okay? Because she can't mentally bond with all her tricks. She can't have sex with all those guys and not have a man to bond with. So that's how come a woman will pay a pimp or or take care of a boyfriend because she got a bonding. That's what keeps her sane. Yeah, body count does matter. But the thing is, yeah, if you see a woman that's had 9 kids by 9 different guys, she don't really care about those kids, right? She's not really a great mother because she's losing the ability to actually bond with her kids. But that always gets looked over, right? It's overlooked, even though it's common sense. And basically, they've done studies. A woman starts to lose her ability to bond after she has 5 partners, 5 intimate partners. Start to lose her ability to bond. So if she goes 5, 4, 5, and then she goes 10 after that, okay, you got a different woman. You have to treat her accordingly. She's not gonna be able to bond to you the same way. She's not gonna feel about you the same way. She's gonna be argumentative. Okay, whole bunch of other stuff. She probably not even gonna be faithful. And women have actually said that it's hard for them to be faithful after that. Because they're going to remember and they're going to compare you to every other guy that they've had. Because trust and believe, I've had high body count women, and trust and believe, them boyfriends are going to come up. Those boyfriends are going to come up, and you're going to get compared, you versus him. And some guys, I could take it because I got a black pill mentality. I don't give a shit, right? I know what I'm getting into. I know high body count woman, but I know basically you have to know how to handle them. But the thing is, you can never really 100% trust them. High body count chick, it's kind of hard to trust, especially if she looks good. I didn't ask that. Trail, let me ask you this, man. Is that the subject? Is that the subject of what I'm talking about? Is that the subject? Okay. Why is bonding secondary, Trail? In fact, bring your ass up here, man. You know, this is shit I'm talking about. This is shit I'm talking about. If that chick cheat on you, is that does that bother you, Trell? She cheat on you, does that bother you? Hmm? Does that bother you if she cheats on you? Huh? Yeah. Oh, really? Oh, so if she doesn't bond to you, her likelihood of cheating on you is pretty good, wouldn't you think? Huh? 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 The likelihood that she will cheat on you is pretty good if she doesn't bond to you, right? Because bonding is important to women. That's love, that's sex, and that's faithfulness. Huh?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right. So, of course, if somebody's going to cheat on you, so let me tell you. Sorry, let me take a step back. So we're
Hmm.
talking about different situations. We're talking about, in general, yes, body count does matter. Don't get me wrong on that. I'm not saying absolutely. You know, if somebody's coming in as a porn star, then I want to go ahead and be involved with a stripper or anything like that.
You, you,
No,
you know, how,
don't get
you know, how,
me wrong.
you know, how, you know how porn stars have less bodies than most women.
That's possibly true. I mean, a
No,
lot
no,
of
it's very true. Okay, they have less bodies than the average woman. Believe it or not, most of them.
yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Well, I mean, I don't trust women, or I don't trust anybody
Okay.
anyway. So I don't.
Uh,
So whatever number or whatever count that they say, I don't believe that number anyway. So that's this neither
yeah,
here
but,
nor
but
there.
but what does that have to do with the what does that have to do with the subject, right? Why is bonding important, especially when
Well, I said for me. Okay,
okay.
so like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
said, for me, because I'm a widower. So my wife, right now, I'm not even thinking about trying to bond with anybody.
So are we
That's
talking
my
about in
whole thing.
general? In other words, okay, say you get a chick with high body count, right? And you're
Mhm.
50, right? Okay, and she's lost her
Right?
ability to bond. Can you trust her?
No, I would
Okay,
trust her.
well then you trust her. Well, the thing is, what if you're young, you want to make a family?
Well, see, if I wanted to make a family, that's different. But
But
see, as I said, that's why I said for me. That's why I put the
What
disclaimer there at first. For
so so
me,
so
in
so
my
so
situation.
so it's a woman's channel. We're talking about women and why
Right.
body count matters, right? Why is it why do you inject yourself into it?
Well, I
Why?
mean, I wasn't interjecting myself per se as the subject came up. I was just saying, hey, I don't really care about the body count so much.
It
I
ha-
mean, I know a lot of people put an emphasis on it.
it has nothing to do with you caring about it or not. It's why does
Well,
it matter? Okay, the science of why it matters
and
because
and I and I and I
because
get the science. I mean,
now,
the whole
hold on, because we're talking about women, right? Okay,
right.
if women lose the ability to bond, especially when she's young, okay, how is it going to affect her and her children, and her husband if she decides to get married?
I mean, it's going to affect the whole community. I mean,
And
it's a total breakdown because
so
the
so
family's
so
not going to be
so so
stable.
so so
She's not
so
going to
so,
bond. She's not really going to care about her
so,
husband.
so
She's
the
not going to care
individual
about her children.
so the
I mean,
individual person, it doesn't matter, does it? It
absolutely
becomes
doesn't matter for the individual. That's what I'm saying. Again, that's why I put the disclaimer.
uh,
For me, as the individual, my
you,
cares
you,
and my
you,
concerns
you,
are
you,
not
you,
really part of the bigger picture here.
you know why this is for women and not for guys?
Well,
Now you
again,
understand, right? Now you understand, right?
absolutely,
So because
absolutely. I didn't
because
know. I mean,
because
nobody was putting it up though.
because you guys gonna say stupid shit like that, okay?
Okay, well, that be stupid.
It is
But I
stupid.
mean,
It is stupid shit because it's completely off topic.
I, I, again,
And
I
and just
wasn't
yeah,
trying to be part of the topic. I mean, I just was,
oh,
making a
all right.
random comment
Uh,
in the chat.
oh God,
But
you
since
guys kill me.
the emphasis went to me, then I'm going to talk about my position. I mean, I
What
was in the,
did somebody ask you about whether you wanted a high body count woman or not? Did somebody ask you?
of course not. I mean, but
Oh, they, uh,
you were talking about body count, so I would just say,
I,
hey,
I,
for
oh,
me, the body count.
all
I
right,
put the
Trill.
disclaimer for me.
All right,
You
Trill.
know, I
You,
wasn't
you
trying to make this about
and,
everybody in the whole space.
this is why, okay. Officer Charles said black men are the garbage men of the dating pool. Okay, a dating market. Y'all take anybody.
I'll take anybody.
In other words, that's how come when I put up the educated fours, right? Okay, all these guys saying, "Oh, she's cute, she's cute, she's cute, she's cute, she's cute." She's a four, but I don't care. She's cute to me. That's why. That's
Well,
why y'all get what you
I
get.
mean
Okay,
that's
like
a
like
big leap, BJ.
like
I
no
mean,
like white guys would never come in and say I don't care about a high body count woman. We're the only ones. What say? Oh,
no.
we don't care.
Again, I think you're making a big leap here,
No,
BJ.
no, no, I'm not.
Well, I
I'm
mean,
not.
for me, as I say, in my situation, from where
Hmm.
I'm coming from, you
Yeah.
know,
Uh-huh.
everybody's gonna have a high body count no matter what. I mean,
No,
unless I
no,
go
no, that's
to
not true.
a
That's not
17-year
true.
old or some little
That's
kid
not
or
true.
whatever,
No, that's not true.
you
That's
know.
not true. That's not true. A friend of mine, and a good friend of mine, a childhood friend of mine, right? She's 70. Guess what her body count is?
What, one, two,
Three.
three?
Three. I got another family friend, right? She's 75. Guess what her body count is?
Very low as well, probably. I'm
Two.
assuming.
Before the baby boomers, the average body count, lifetime partner, sexual partner of the average person was four. For a woman was four.
Oh yeah, I do. I know a lot of older women. One of my mentors, they mentored us. Her husband just recently passed. Her second husband, that was only the second person that she ever
Exactly.
slept with.
So saying that whoever you meet is going to have a high body count is probably not.
Well, I mean, but she was born. I mean, she was born in the 30s. I mean, you're talking about
Uh-huh.
women who are now
And
born,
and, and there's
after
and,
70.
and there's
There's a lot
women
different.
that got married early and
Yeah,
only had one or two sexual partners.
that's true. I
In
mean, but
fact,
there are more of a rarity these days. Would you not say?
they are. But the thing is that had nothing to do with the topic. But anyway, I'm gonna pull you down
All right.
because I'm gonna pull you down. The thing is, this is what happens, right? Because anytime we start talking about generalities in science, everybody wants to go for me.
Right.
I've had high body count women, okay, but I know the downsides of having high body count woman.
Well, I know you're about to put me down, but let me say it this way: if
Hmm.
if I'm going to pursue a relationship,
Hmm.
yes, I want as less body as possible, her
Hmm.
ability to bond
Hmm.
and so forth. I mean,
Then the ability to bond is important to you then.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
As I said,
but that's not what you
but in a
just said
situation,
though.
that's what I said
That's not what you just
again.
said.
I'm talking about in the situation that I'm in. If I was looking for a new family, if I was looking for, that right there. So right now, all of my concern is my kids, making sure that I raise them and get them out. And so,
If you have a random sex partner, okay, or a jump off, okay, or you hire a hooker, do you care what the body count is?
no,
Why?
because I'm just using her.
She's a service, right? But
She's a facility.
if you want a partner,
If I want a partner,
and you want a long term partner, then body count does count, does it not, sir?
right? Again, I'm not disagreeing with you on that point. I was just interjecting that look
All
in
right,
my
all right,
situation,
all
in
right,
my
all right,
position.
all right, all right.
All right.
Y'all
I mean,
kill
you
me,
made
man.
this about me, BGS. It really wasn't about
No,
me.
no, no. You made it about yourself. You made it about yourself. I didn't make it about you. You made it about yourself.
I mean, I was just an
Uh,
anonymous
uh,
nobody in
You,
the chat, and
you,
you brought me
you-
up. So,
no, I brought you up because I'm right in the middle of high body count, and you said you don't care about a high body count,
yeah,
and I said, do you care about the ability to buy? What did you say? No. Okay.
yeah. And what I think and what matters for me is that's about
Hey,
$2 for a cup of coffee.
hey, Trail. I got one word for you, man.
Yeah.
One word, two words that make one, right? It's called bullshit. Okay. All right, man. Jesus Christ. Ah, it's all right. 58 likes. It's all right. Okay. I didn't expect anybody because you know what's going on. Oh, hey Tony, what's up? Tony's in the house. The thing is that um, personally, it's really about the body count. That's why I come hate guys interjecting themselves into it, right? Because it was not about them and whether they like the high body count woman or it matters or not. It matters for a reason toward the women why they shouldn't have a high body count and the problems that it's going to cause. So y'all have young girls, man, that not even out of high school, man, have 30 bodies. How you think they're gonna stay married? That's how come they can't stay married. That's how come they can't stay with a partner for longer than 6 months. Because if they can't bond to him, they're gonna get bored, or they'll get alpha widowed, and they have to settle for a guy that they're not attracted to, that they can't bond with. And what kind of problems will that cause? Because if a woman can't bond to you, especially in a relationship, man, you're gonna have all kind of problems with her. She's never really gonna be happy. She can never really be happy with you if she can't bond to you. Yeah, the psychological state. Yeah, yeah. If she has two bodies per decade, like I said, the average used to be, but when people married earlier. Okay, that's why the average is so low. Uh, a lot of people married, uh, got married to the high school sweethearts or the college sweethearts, so they only had one or two bodies. Sometimes they get old and they regret. Okay, I only had two guys because I was a virgin when I got, before I got married. So I got married to the guy that took my virginity. Had a lot of that. You don't have that anymore. And not really. Some no, not really. In fact, Jordan Peterson was actually talking about it. Is that it's not even deeper issues, it's how you socialize, because the way feminists have socialized people and women, especially since the advent of birth control, is that you're supposed to be sexually free, and sex is just an activity. It's not important. So your virginity or your sexual activity, even with depending on with other partners, okay, male, female, whatever, right? That has been stripped away. All that stuff's been stripped away. Jordan Peterson was just talking about that, about how the advent of birth control and all the liberal laws that have been passed since um, have actually stripped all that stuff away. So it's very easy for a young girl who doesn't get any pushback for having sex, not from the school, her society, or even her parents, because her parents have been indoctrinated into thinking that way. So a young girl, the average, I think, for a teenage girl before she gets 18, I think it's 5. And I think there was one young girl, she was like 19. She said a lot of girls had 30 bodies before they actually got out of high school, which is very common, a lot more common than you think. Second, women have to lie about their body count. So there's not anything deeper going. What's deeper is going on is that how they're socialized, but nobody looks at that. When you have society has gone so far and so demoralized, right? Is that they have to argue about giving hormone blockers to children. The trans people are actually upset because you can't give hormone blockers to kids under 18. Look at what Dwayne Wade has done to his son, turn him into a girl. So a girl having a high body count in high school is nothing now. All right, who's this?
How you doing,
Okay,
sir?
what's
My
going?
name is Tyree Simon. I just came
Okay,
across you. I was listening to the Crochet Clinician from North
kosher
Carolina,
clinician.
and
Uh huh.
To me, yeah, yeah. He's in the manosphere.
Yeah, I
He's a
know him.
married man. And he's
I
helping out
I
brothers to
know
get
him.
their lives together.
Yeah, I know him. Yeah.
Yeah. He's a man, dude. He's very
Uh, uh, uh,
powerful.
uh, uh,
To me,
Concrete, you can
I
actually
don't want
come
like to
up and hit the
compare him
link and
in.
come up.
Excuse me, I'm listening.
Go ahead. No, I'm down to concrete. Okay, you can come on up, but
Okay.
go ahead. Rafi, is his
But
name
yeah, I
Rafi?
was
Yeah.
watching him, and he had an episode. Yeah, he had an
Go ahead.
episode tonight, and I was watching
Uh huh.
about a man. He had about a man being deleted by his wife. His wife had emotional problems,
Oh, that's
and
common. Yeah.
he be breaking down things. Yes, he be breaking down things. I remember him and Kevin Samuels, God rest his soul, one of the best men
Uh
and
huh.
managers forever. Before all these frogs
Okay.
start coming about,
Okay. Do you
listen
okay?
to
Do you
him.
have a point?
Listen to
Okay,
him.
you have a point.
Huh?
Do you have a point? Okay, because you're up here. You have
Okay.
a
My
point.
point is, okay, is this. Yeah, okay, I'm with a partner. Okay, I see what you're saying. You
Uh
are
huh.
right. A woman that have a high body count,
Uh huh.
she can detach herself quick quicker from a man. I notice it throughout my life. I
Uh huh.
because how the way I was raised,
Mhm.
taught wrong, like a lot of young black boys, right? That these
Uh
women
huh.
never wrong, and they quick to gaslight you, and I'm going through something right now where I'm trying to get myself together. To I'm
Okay.
trying to reprogram my mind to get the
Okay.
BS from me, right?
Okay. What BS
And
do you
think
have in
like
you?
a human being, think like a
Okay.
man.
What BS do you have in you? We're not getting that. What kind of BS
Okay,
do you have in you?
okay, okay. The type of BS. I'll tell you what. Remember when, being taught when I was young that I'm special, right?
Okay. Oh, that's not well. That's
I
not BS.
think
I mean,
by
that's not
my
bad. So okay, it's not
no,
bad.
well, I found
You
out
grow out of
it
that when you
plays
go to
into.
school. Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I
When you go to
think
school in
that type
kindergarten, you
of
find out you're just like everybody else.
un-
But go ahead. So how did it
exactly.
affect your life? Were you
But
special?
sometimes the parents, the grand, well, how the way I was taught and my relatives was taught, my other black men, like
Okay.
the females, once we work, we're gonna find a good woman and she gonna, be
Oh.
beside you. But that wasn't the
Oh. Oh.
case.
Oh.
So
Oh, because
when
that
things, yeah. So when
so
things went
when
to
things fall
ride,
apart, you
huh?
yeah, yeah. Because you're how old? I mean, what age range?
I'm
Are
46
you
now.
third? You're 46.
46.
Okay, so yeah, so
Yeah.
you're older, well, actually an Xer. Okay, yeah, that contract was broken in the 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that contract didn't
Yeah.
it didn't apply anymore. I think me as a boomer, it was getting ripped up, but by the time you got there, so the old 50s, 60s marriage was gone.
Yeah. I one more thing because I know
Go
you
ahead.
have to talk to the other person.
Well, actually, it's a woman's
Um,
channel, so so I'm looking for females. But go ahead.
okay, but I'm trying
Uh
to get my 2 cents in. Okay, I noticed the relationships I had,
huh.
I would automatically assume subconsciously
Uh
if
huh.
I me and the woman got into it, that was all automatic my fault, even though I knew I was right. But
Hmm.
my subconscious was working against me
Okay.
how the way I was
So
brought up. Like the
okay,
female was like,
so who were you brought
you
up
know,
by? Your parents, grandparents, mother, single mother, what?
mostly women. My father, he wasn't really. He was there just for child support. That's about it.
In other words, you brought up by your mother, right? Your mother and your aunts.
Mother, my grandmother, aunts, my
Yeah.
uncles. They try to teach me and my brother something, but we learned
Yeah.
on our own.
Yeah. In other words, basically, the women were in control of the family. That's called a matriarchy or gynoprotestal network, where the people in charge are actually the females. So to bring in, so how a matriarchy works, the male side is actually taught by the either by the normally by the uncles, by your mother's brothers. That's what you got. So you got raised in the matriarchy. So you would think it was your fault, and women are in charge. That's very common in the black community.
Yes. Yeah, yeah. But
Yeah.
I mean, I love them. I love them. But they only can teach you what they know from a woman's point of view. You know what I'm saying? But now I'm trying to reprogram myself. I'm reading Socratic dialogues by
Mhm.
Plato to
Mhm.
build up critical thinking, and I'm
Mhm.
doing the work on myself right now. Even though
Okay.
I'm in my late age, but I'm still learning.
Okay.
But I'm
Well,
glad for programs like this.
okay. Yeah, it's you gotta go. Yeah, reading helps. Okay, reading helps. Trying to reprogram yourself, and it's a little bit more difficult because you're in your 40s, man. It's kind of hard to get rid of, deactivate that chip. Um, but what's a good book? I'm trying to think. Always a good book is Men Are from Mars and Women Are from Venus. It's a good book. I would say I'm trying to think of anything about Jung that you could actually read. Uh, I can't think of any right now. Another good book is probably the Multi-Orgasmic Male is a good book. Uh, read one that really helped me understand male and female is basically the Lucifer Principle by I'm trying to think of his name, but look up Lucifer Principle. I'm trying to remember his name. I haven't read it in quite a while. It's another good book. But there's a lot of good books out there. Just keep practicing, keep reading, and keep trying. Okay.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
All right. Well, everybody has to reprogram because we've all been trained the same way. If you don't get reprogrammed, then you never come out of it. And if you're happy with your life, why get reprogrammed? I got I was talking to a guy I think inspired one. He's still programmed. Married twice, you know, to black women, got two black daughters, and he still has hope. And he's having a power struggle with the woman he's dating now, and he's in his 60s. And he keep telling, well, I don't think we failed. I don't think it's a matriarchy. And I said, okay, so tell me about your life. And everything, everything that he thought that I was wrong about, guess what? It showed up in his life. I said, what about your two daughters? Do they want to submit to a man and be wives? He said, hell no. So you got two grown daughters that you're telling me that you love, that you raised to submit to men, and they won't. Why is that? He couldn't answer that. What's up, Toya? Uh, yeah, yeah, well, insulated. Well, the thing is if you got to have a fortitude. Normally, like I said, I think that's why the ministry attracts so many sigmas, right? Sigma males really have a hard time with the gynocracy, right? And that's probably why I really wasn't marriage material, especially for a black woman, is because I'm a sigma, and black women 9 times out of 10 want to be in control of the relationship. And unless you got a really good reason, or a whole lot of money, I'm not that guy. Okay, I'm not that guy. You're not gonna boss me, And even with the woman I had children by, okay, um, a mother's a gynocrat, okay, and her husband goes along with it, and she thought that I was like her stepfather. Said I'm not him. Just because I don't, I'm not a thug. I don't, wear a pistol on my hip. I'm not out here trying to rob and steal. Doesn't mean that I'm that guy. And she found that out. Okay, I don't tolerate foolishness. She found that out real quick. Yeah. If women are in charge of the community, they have to be raised to be independent. They don't raise their boys to be independent, though. That's the problem. They raise their boys to be dependent. And trust and believe. My son is struggling with that right now. My grandsons are struggling with this shit right now. I'm watching them. And I'm watching all these women try to, they got 5 grandsons. Watching all these women try to boss around these little boys, and they're always in their business. And so I'm watching him, and I look at him, he looks at me. I look at him, he looks at me. So I'm watching all the craziness. But the thing is that um, he's not under my contract. I can only do so much. And anytime there's something, sometimes, man, I'm sitting there, and say if there's other women in the room, right, and I'm helping them do homework, and I'm getting on him, they have to interject, and I have to get on them about that. I have to look at him like, do you want to sit down and do this instead of me? Do you want to help him with his homework instead of me? Well, you need to go over there and sit down and shut up and leave us alone. Have to constantly do that. So
Oh, can you hear me, BGS?
I can hear you.
Yeah, man. I'll be quick and straight to the point. I don't like to ramble on. It. I'm just really going to come in, drop some points, and get out of here. So, yeah, man.
Okay.
Let's say about our conversation right now. I've grown a lot more black pill
Mm-hmm.
as far as my readings and my journey with you in the Black Manosphere. Lucifer
Okay.
Principle really brought me across as far as understanding the black pill as far as the macro level.
Mm-hmm.
A show I wanted to bring up. I know you like looking at that show with the black female show where she was having a relationship and she cheated on her guy, and you did a whole series on it. It was
Oh
called
yeah, 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 yeah. The
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 girl
the,
did
the
awkward black girl. I forgot her name. It was called
eh,
I forgot.
tell me, Issa Rae.
Yeah, Issa Rae. Issa Rae.
Oh, okay. That show.
I forgot that
Insecure.
show.
Yeah.
Insecure. There's another show that's out on Netflix now. It's called Sex Life. Now,
So
if you
and I've seen like 2 episodes of Sex Life. So that's Rom actually turned me on to. Basically, first of all, with her, she got alpha widowed because she had a Thunderbolt with a guy,
mm-hmm,
and
exactly.
he's a Sigma.
Mm,
He's a Sigma.
yeah, yeah.
He can't be controlled. So she married a guy that's perfect for her. But the thing is, she can't get rid of that itch.
Every guy should watch that show. Every guy should watch
Uh,
that show. I'm
I, I,
sorry.
I, wa-
Oh my God. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I watched like the first, when she first met him, right? I said, okay, I know.
Yeah.
I knew what it was.
Okay.
He's in her blood. She'll never get him out.
Mm-hmm. All your
So,
teachers helped
and so,
me understand that show. Mhm.
huh?
Just
Oh
all your
yeah,
teachings
yeah,
helped me understand that show
yeah, yeah,
because like
yeah.
I took a black pill. I knew it was.
That was a thunderbolt that she got. She has to stay away from him if she wants to stay married,
Wow. She couldn't. I
but
mean,
she can't.
that guy, her husband, yeah, her husband tried to change himself and he actually must have destroyed his life to please
Yeah,
her. I'm like, dude,
yeah, yeah, yeah. He didn't want to blow up his family, so he's tried. So basically, but the thing is, if you talk to me, I said, man, there's nothing you can do about it. Either you can put up with it or leave her. We see let her
you
know if
watch
you ever
the
go
whole
back,
season. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
if you ever go back, we're done. He knew
Uh-huh.
once he
Yeah.
read what was on that computer, he knew that his marriage was already done. He was trying to save it.
Yeah. Hmm.
The
He
marriage was
did
already
everything.
done.
Yeah.
If he tried, well, the
Oh yeah.
thing is, that if you're in a long-term relationship with, especially with kids, right? You want to know that you did all you could before you walk.
Hmm.
So you want to know that I did everything possible that I could to save our marriage before I actually leave. Okay. So once he
Hmm.
does all of that, he's going to leave.
Now, how many guys out there you think are actually going through a similar situation? Not like but the guy's super rich and the guy's like has a lot of money, like, but something
It
prototypical like that.
okay. It really doesn't matter. Okay. I mean, I don't know how many, because I don't know how many Thunderbolts are out there, because if you hear it, uh, if you hear how they met, then you know. Okay. Just like Will Smith, he's having a problem. He got Jada is his Thunderbolt. He can't let her go.
Hmm. Okay.
And when
You
you
talked
hear
about the
it,
Thunderbolt. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
if you go back and look, the Godfather, the original Godfather, when
Yeah.
when Michael and Apollonia met, they talk about the
Hmm.
Thunderbolt. He looked at her, she looked at him, and that's it. Instant connection. That's a Thunderbolt.
Now is that
She,
rare?
I don't know how rare it is. It's not rare for me, but Some people have never experienced it at all.
Okay.
That's how I've never because I've never had it. Okay, I've had five, so so it's not rare for me. But a lot of people said I've never had that. I've never had that kind of connection with a woman, or vice versa.
Now, what do you
So
think
it's so
actually? Go ahead, I'm sorry.
what what actually caught nobody knows. It's actually an energetic connection. It's beyond physical.
Wow. Okay.
So
Gosh.
with that guy, as soon as he spoke to her, he rescued. But as soon as he spoke to her, she was connected to him. Even before they had sex, she was already connected to him.
So let me ask you something. So this is a good point. This is a good point right here. If
Hmm.
two people have the Thunderbolt and the woman has 5, 6, or 10 bodies already, can they still be connected? Does that override the
It overrides everything.
Wow. So that's the way out
Override.
of that. Oh, I didn't
Well,
know that.
if it happens, the thing is, well, Thunderbolt doesn't care whether you're compatible or not.
Mm,
That's the
that's
problem with
strange.
Thunderbolt.
Okay.
You know,
All right.
she'd be a start raving mad hooker, and she will she go out and screw other guys? She sure will, but she's always gonna come back to you.
Wow.
She, she can't give up that connection.
Hmm. You know any
So
good
it
books
could.
about the Thunderbolt? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Nope, not that I can think of. I've never seen one.
Damn. Hmm.
I
That'd
mean,
be
I
interesting.
might have to write one because I've never seen one.
Okay. All right. Yeah. And how's the book going?
Halfway through.
Okay, no problem. All right. I have some other questions to ask you, but this isn't the platform for this for women. So I want to talk
The
about the
last.
Tennessee thing, but it's not this platform. Okay. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
okay. All right. Okay. All right. But a thunderbolt. A thunderbolt is almost akin to a what do they call it? Soulmate. Almost akin. Soulmate and thunderbolts are different. Soulmate is almost like a esoteric life connection. Thunderbolt is energetic, pure energetic. That's all it cares about. You two match like two magnets coming together. You two match. That's all it cares about. What are you gonna do about it? You gonna get together or not? Get close enough, you're gonna stick. And hard as hell to let go. It is an instant imprint. My fiance, right? Yeah. I've had every Thunderbolt I knew she was mine when I first laid eyes on her. Like my fiance, right? Um, she walked in the club in the middle of like 30 girls coming from their job place, right? She walked right by. She looked at me. I looked at her. Stood right next to her. With her for like almost 3 years. Instantly, I knew she was mine when I laid eyes on her. That's the Thunderbolt. She tamed the type of woman I'm attracted to. It can. Okay, you jumped off. Okay. It can. It can change you. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't. All of my Thunderbolts, they're all different. Believe it or not, they were all different. They were not the same. Personality, looks, they were not the same. They were all different. And my fiance, um, I don't know. He say at least once a week. I don't know why I'm with you. I said, because you love me, heifer. Now shut up and lay down and go to sleep. She said that constantly. I don't know why we're together. So she didn't understand. I didn't either. What's up, my black pill brother?
Hey, what's up? I wanted to chime in on something
Go
because
ahead.
since the show is about body counts,
Okay.
and both of my ex-wives had low body counts because they were both very young when I married them, which,
Okay.
you know, but at the same time, the other side to that body count thing, especially
Hmm.
when the woman is bonded to you,
Yeah,
is when the relationship fails, you never know what you're going to get on the other end of
that
that.
is true. That is true.
And that's the one thing I understand about my situation now because I know she's still attached.
Yeah.
And she's never going to get it. I mean, because what we had 2 children together, and she
Yeah.
was like, "I'm going to kill myself. I don't get to marry you." And I'm
Yeah.
like, this bitch crazy, but I want some kids. But that side of it, I
Uh-huh.
think something that goes unspoken about a lot in this sector, where guys are saying, well, you should have chose better. It's not that we didn't choose well.
Uh-huh.
It's just that you know how it goes. Sometimes shit just falls apart,
Yeah.
and the environment is a mother.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to bring up that point, so that
Hmm.
guys don't get into the head. Well, if I just get one with a low body count, she'll be able to bond to me. No, that's not the end of the story.
No, no, the bonding is just the beginning of the story, not the end.
Yeah,
And if she's close to you first, or basically she's bonded to you like that, that's an
hmm
addiction. Tantamount
yeah,
to an addiction.
most
Uh,
definitely.
and she'll always itch for you.
Yep. And she will do everything to keep you in there, including take your kids and dangle them in front of your face.
Yeah, yeah,
All
yeah,
that ish.
yeah, yeah. To keep you connected. Yep. I trust me. I went through it, so I know. I
Yeah.
went
So
through it.
brothers beware.
Yeah,
A good one don't mean she gonna stay good.
yeah. Well, in this environment, it's kind of hard for her to stay good. Thing is, um, if you get one with low body count that's bonded to you, have kids by, do everything you can to try to stay in the marriage
Yeah.
if you can.
hmm
Yeah,
And that may
because
mean giving up some of your sigma-ness if you want to
uh,
keep it.
yeah, yeah, you have to do that. And sometimes you have to bite your lip and kind of do what she says sometimes. It's
Yeah.
like
And see, I
okay.
couldn't take that shit because I was too old. It's
Yeah,
like
well, you were too old. Yeah,
I was well shit, there was like 19 years of difference between us. I won't
yeah. I
put
know.
up that
But
shit.
what I was trying, I said okay. You said I want to have kids. The big gap like that, and the way you are, I said okay. I said I hope you're right. I said I trusted you because it sound logical. I said okay, maybe you got it. I said okay.
Yeah.
And she's kind of young. I said all right. You know, young with kids. Okay. And I said, oh,
Look.
I hope you have the patience.
Yeah, but let me jump off, let you get on with the women, and I'm bouncing between two streams because I know Art's up too.
Okay. All right.
All
All
right,
right. I'll paste this stuff before I actually bounce out. I think I had another. Oh, not too long. If
okay,
if concrete doesn't come up in the next, like, say, 15 minutes, I'm gonna bounce off too.
all right.
Right. Yeah, but people don't know. But that body count is important. People don't realize how important it actually is for a relationship. It's mainly about the women actually not throwing their bodies away for nothing, right? Okay. Um, everybody, every notch you put on your belt means something. Okay, women just having girls just having sex willy nilly, you know, without it meaning something, and and all that stuff counts. Okay, that stuff counts. Your body count means something, not only to the man but also to you, because you don't want to get married having a whole mentality. Because like I said, my fiance, she had a high body count, and they were always in the room, okay, having sex, uh going on a date, having a conversation. All those guys were always in the room because she's always comparing what I said to the previous guys, and what they did versus what I did, or how I had sex versus how how this guy had sex, and how I really got her, because at first, when we first got together, sex was okay, but thing is, she didn't orgasm, and I couldn't figure her out, because it's like, man, we're having sex for like an hour and nothing's happening, right? So I said, okay. Um, so instead of trying to physically figure out what was wrong with her or what was wrong with us, so I just started asking about, well, who was the guy that you fell in love with first? Who was your first guy that you fell in love with, and what did he do? And like a dummy, she started telling me, little here, little there, little here, little there. Took about 6 months, right? I finally figured out what it took. Okay, so I finally did this. We replicated the same things that he did, and bingo! Instead of an hour, it took like 10 minutes. She was pissed because she had given up her secrets. So if you're gonna have a high body count chick, there's a way that you have to go about it. Okay, first you have to have the physical tools. You got to kind of be in the same range of where he is, right? You know, the whole shebang, physical size and all that kind of crap, right? to be within range, and then you have to psychologically get her into the same mind state that she has to have to replicate that, and then you can actually break that bond, or at least replicate that bond to where she has to bond to you. But that means her giving up control. Yeah, it took 6 months. Yeah, took 6 months. Okay, yeah, she's high body count chick. Okay, high body count chicks trying to figure out what she liked. And women, especially black women, do not like telling you um, how to get them off. They don't. They want you to figure it out. So it's almost like a game of hide and seek, because to her, sex is control for her, and uh, and if you figure her out, she's giving up control. Black women do not like to give up control. A white woman will actually draw you pictures of how to get her off. Black women, it's not that way, because they don't want you to break her. And I've had, like, Jesus Christ, 5, 6, 7 women say that you broke me, and that's not just physically; it's also psychologically. What is it? What is it in them? How do you figure out what their trigger is, and emotionally, psychologically get into where they actually will bond to you? They call that breaking, almost like a horse. So it's really weird. I'll figure it out. So walk out the door. What do you put on in all that work for nothing? It is a form of leverage, and it's a form of control. Now, basically, that okay. The dead is never dead and buried. Okay, got to remember that, and that's the problem. In fact, women have said that. Women that want to be called um, reformed virgins. Okay, and they stop having sex and they get married. And I think it was one woman said she went back to church, high body count chick, went back to church, was celibate for like 2 or 3 years, found a guy. Now the guy's a virgin. Okay, a younger guy, younger than her. Guy's a virgin. She's not. Okay. So they get married and start having sex, and she starts complaining. Why? Because he hasn't learned yet, and she's got all this experience. Instead of teaching him, which she should have, um, she blamed him because he wasn't up to snuff of the guys that actually were better than him. So that's always in the bedroom. So when you have a high body count woman, you got to it comes with the territory. You get experience. Okay, she knows how to have sex. She's not as vulnerable, and she won't be as attached to you as, say, a chick that has a low body count. She's gonna be a little bit more aloof, because sex and that kind of feeling is no big deal. Being attached is no big deal. It's like a heroin addict has been on heroin for like 30 years. Okay, that one little shot's not gonna be that big a deal. They can function. They're not gonna take the night and pass out for 2 days. They're gonna hit it and function normally. They have to have it to actually function. So high body count chick, if you're gonna have one, okay, and most women will embellish, they will lie about their body counts. I always tell women, if you have a high body count, don't lie about it, but don't tell them any more than 4 year past boyfriends. He can handle that. If you get up to past that, get into dangerous territory. You go past 10, you're a hoe. He gonna look at you like that. So every time you look up, or you're late coming home from work, or you're out with the girls, he's gonna get suspicious, because you told him about 10 boyfriends that you had, and how this one number three is better than you. He's gonna want to look at your phone. He's gonna want to snoop on your computer, because he can't trust you in his mind. So I said, if you're gonna have a high body count and you're a woman, I said the number is 4. Don't go past 4. You can have. Don't tell him what your body count is, but thing is, don't talk about no more than 4 guys, and remember their names, okay? Because he will. Basically, black man of the car. She doesn't do oil changes on her place tires. Could be. Well, the thing is, that, if arranged marriage are historically the thing because you're bringing two families together. But we live in a liberal country. No co-pilot tonight. Nope, no co-pilot tonight. But I wanted to get one in. So we're at an hour. We might go another 10 minutes, and then we'll go over the arts, and we'll see from here. But I want to at least get one in and talk about stuff about women's issues, even though they're not here. Um, Body count, no more than four. Single mothers, yeah, that kind of stuff. But the thing is, as far as black women, not they black women really need to have this kind of group therapy about getting over the contempt for their men because they carry it, and they think that it's no big deal because they love you, but it shows up like acid. And previously, when you couldn't go anywhere, it was there. But the thing is, okay, that's just black women. You have to put up with it. That comes with the house. Comes with the car. It's a feature, not a bug, right? But men have choice now, and if you're not, if you show contempt, which does show up in your face, in your body language, how you speak to them, a lot of guys are getting tired of that shit. Okay, and black women are going to have to work on it. They think that it's my mama did it, my grandma did it, my aunties all do it, so it should be okay. And because I've always talked to my men like that, like my son's going through it right now with little girls that like him. My grandson's going through this right now. Little girl that likes him, loves him, right? Cannot stop bothering him. Okay, they were cussing each other out just the other day at school, just before spring break, and they had to get benched because she can't leave him alone. She likes him, but thing is, she doesn't know how to approach him. She don't know how to be nice to him. She don't know how to win him over. She doesn't know how to get his attention without being, snarky or foul or calling names. Well, the thing is, they copy. Women don't really process or think. They copy. Okay, they copy what they see. Men kind of think. Uh, Basically, I tell women that okay, depends. If you want to be treated like a hoe or try about like a jump off, you tell them about more than 10. That's where you want to be treated because you're gonna put yourself into a different category. If you want to do that, that's fine. You can be completely honest with him. Okay. If you want to be the girlfriend, the wifey, the wife, as long as you treat him that way, he doesn't even want to know about your exploits. Don't want to know. He could care less. As long as you treat him properly, okay, he doesn't care. But if you start talking about it, like when we want to talk about it, they want to tell you everything, right? I want to tell you my whole history. I got 75 guys. I want you to start with boyfriend number one. Okay. That guy, he don't number one, he don't want to hear it in the first place. And number two, he's gonna say, damn, if she tells me about 10, how many more does she have? He's gonna put you in a different category. If you want that, that's fine. And I asked my mentor, she says the same thing. No more than four. Four guys, a man can handle four partners in his mind, you know, in his heart, in his mind. He can handle four. Gets to five, six, okay, that's kind of overboard. Okay. Gets to 10, 30 more. If a woman walks and tells you about 30 of her partners, you know where to put her. She's jump off. Or you want to try to make a hoe into a housewife because you're gonna think it. Like I've dated high body count chicks. I always think, okay, she's out. Okay, if she's out, she's doing something. So I have to put it in my mind. She gonna cheat. Don't let me find out. So I know you high body count. I know you're probably gonna cheat. Don't let me find out. Do what I asked you to do. Okay, take care of me, take care of the kids, take care of the house, and don't bring back any bullshit. If you go out, you know, keep it tight. If you're gonna cheat, keep it tight. Bring your ass home at a decent time, and don't come in with all that hoo ha. And that's where you have to do it. And when most guys can't handle the fact that their woman's gonna cheat. I mean, the first time I got hit on by a married woman, I was actually 13. So that kind of ruined it for me. Average woman, okay. I've seen some of the best women cheat. I'm gonna tell you, you would never suspect them. So you never know. One with threesomes. Well, did you keep her, Jeff? And early in life, yeah, yeah. We, if you're a polygynist, yeah. Well, it's not the easiest thing to do, especially in this environment. Now really, it's earlier than that because you have women, girls that are actually having sex with 15, 20 guys before they get 21. That's why the average marriage only lasts like 5 years. They get bored. They're gonna get bored. Well, bodies. The thing is, that's why it's a woman's challenge. Really not for guys and their dating advice, right? It's actually women. Why should you not have high bodies? Why should you refrain from sleeping around like that? Because it's gonna follow you. You can't take it back because it's in your body. It's in your blood. Okay. Once you bond, you can't unbond. That man's gonna be in your blood for the rest of your life. I know. I had a high school girlfriend that actually contacted me like was it last year? I'm 63. Okay, she contacted me for my 63rd birthday. Talk about wifey. And I met her when I was at 17. It never goes away. So if you're gonna pick a guy, you know, you're gonna pick a guy, and you're gonna give it away. You want to bond to a guy. Make sure you try to keep him. If you're gonna do that, make sure you try to keep him. Security boss was trying to tell women the same thing. Don't just go sleeping around and giving it away. Okay, it's fun. It might be fun. You get drinks, you get dates, but the thing is, you're using your body up. My mother's trying to tell my daughter that you can't use your body like that. Okay, it's not a plaything. Women are not designed for that kind of shit. Yeah, well, thing she's hooked. She's designed to be hooked. That's the way nature intends it. And most women get divorced because they're bored, but they don't want to say that. Oh, it's money, or it's what is it, money or cheating. It's mostly boredom. Most women actually leave the guy because they're bored with him, not because he cheated or he got broke. She's bored. She's looking for a reason to get out. You see, when you average two a week, women are vessels. That's true. I don't know if they implode. The thing is that there's consequences. Most women don't think, not taught that there's consequences. Most women are not taught there's consequences. Well, Eastern Europe is poor, so um, yeah. So let me go ahead and see what Art is doing, since we're not going to have a co-host. And I actually wanted to actually do something on this channel instead of letting it go barren for another week. Uh, see what Art's doing real quick, and give you the link to his channel because that's where we're actually going to go next. So we're going to go next. Uh, There he is. So we got. Let's see what's happening. All right. Let me go and put the link in for you guys. And we'll do my last questions before we bounce. Now, with the thing going on with um, with Pearlie, I didn't expect a lot of women to come through tonight. So that's what happens when people blow up a spot, blow up a space like this. Is because everybody goes into the barricades, go into the foxholes. So that's where people are tonight. Dating AMA sounds lit. uh, I mean, we could have got into dating in octanes, and if you get to octanes and get into uh, uh, a little bit of astrology, you can actually figure out most people, most most mating choices, what you like. I always tell guys, especially women and guys are a little bit more problematic. Is write down the top 10 qualities of a woman that you want, and then order them from first to last, and use that as a guideline. And then if you do that, and then you figure out the class of woman that you want, which is octanes, 9 times out of 10 you will actually get a pretty good partner. Go down with the qualities that you want from her, and you know, for, class will actually figure out why you want her. Because class level, you want a woman that's ambitious and a partner. You want a wife. You want to jump off, or basically a basic chick. Okay, then what kind of woman do you actually want, and the stuff that comes with it, and then the qualities that go along with it, and then with the astrology is actually the personality that she has, a personality that actually fits you. Do those three things, you probably would get a decent partner, a pretty good uh, group of people, group of candidates. And then it's just everything else like visual or what is it, attraction, all that kind of crap comes after that. But things that'll get you in the ballpark. And you can never buy an astrology. Why not? I've done it. I've just done it as a like a service over the past what, God, when I started doing 6 7 years, everybody says it's accurate. So thing is, it doesn't matter whether you buy into it. Does it help you? It's a tool like anything else. So whether you buy into it or not doesn't matter. Does it work? If it works, you use it. If it doesn't, then you cast it aside. It's not a buy thing. It's been around for 100,000 years. So, and people still use it. I want what I want to conquer. And well, yeah, that's obvious. Okay, that should go without saying. Hey, Sada, what's going on? Oh, it's coming up. It's coming up. I have never gone that well. Then you don't know. Have you ever used astrocartology? Well, the course I'm actually going to use for my teacher actually goes really deep into it, so much deeper than I go, and he was an expert at it. Um, so when I start going into his manual, there's a lot of stuff that will actually come along with it. Marriage is dead? Not necessarily. It's just marriage is just a way of arranging people. It's dead if you don't believe in it. The thing is, do you believe in it? No, she can't be unless you can mind wipe her. It's like if you eat a favorite food, can you stop wanting it? Can you be cleansed from it? But the thing is, if a woman has a high body count and she wants to bond or she can't bond, she's gonna have to find another way to actually to bond to that man rather than physical. It has to be mental. Got to be a mental bond. Can you kind of override the alpha male bond, alpha widow bond? Yeah, got to have the right tools. Got to kind of look like him, and uh, and you have to give her a superior orgasm to him. Then you can kind of break that bond. That's not the easiest thing to do, and most guys can't do it. Um, it depends. Okay, you can have a high body count chick that's a 10. Would you throw her out, or she's famous? Uh, okay. Anyway, they're talking to each other. Okay, folks, you married two Leos. Okay, I feel sorry for you, but you evidently you like Leos. Evidently, they're not wives because you're not still married to them. Leos, you have to have a match, okay? And that Leo has to love you. She really does. Otherwise, yeah, she will cheat. Either she's got to be really have high morals, or really love you, because she will cheat. Any fire signs, you got to be careful. Aries not as much. Leos would like attention. They do, and they really Scorpions and Leos like attention, a lot of people. So you got to really be careful with them. Am I loud? Okay, I'm sorry. Sorry. I didn't think it was that loud thing. I thought I had it tuned down. But Leos are fun. They're outgoing women people. Um, they like to be seen. They like to be out. Okay, if that's what you want a fun girl that's personable, all that kind of stuff. A Leo. Okay. If you're kind of reserved, you need to be brought out of your shell. She'll do that for you. But you got to be able to actually got to be kind of laid back. You can't be a jealous type because she gonna make you jealous because that's her nature. You can't be that kind of guy because she's gonna flirt. She's gonna be personable. She's gonna have some fun. She's gonna talk to a whole bunch of people. She's gonna do that. If you're a jealous guy, don't get a Leo. Yeah, you got it bad, girl. Sag rising. Yeah, you got it bad. Oh, okay. One thing about fire signs, they are pretty direct. So if they love you, they're gonna say that they love you. Okay, they will, and they'll mean it. Sagittarius, Aries, Leos, they say what they mean. There is no kind of low key shucking and jiving and, well, maybe, maybe not. No, if she likes you or loves you or cares for you, she's gonna say it. If she doesn't, that's not the girl for you. Chasing behind a fire sign, trying to get her to like you or love you is a bad move. Okay, if she doesn't like you or love you or feel that way about you, you're gonna know it. Trying to change your mind is not 9 times 10 is not gonna work. You need to move on. She's gonna be very direct with you. Fire signs are very direct. Sagittarius, Aries, and Leos are very direct, very upfront, very, if they like you, you'll know it. It's not gonna be one of those things. Well, kind of. They don't do that. Okay, they don't do that. So if you're a Leo, they're really direct. So if they like you, love you, or want to be with you, you're gonna know about it. Uh, yeah, and she loves you. Yeah, you know it. Um, Taurus is the other sign that you know whether they like you or not. Because like my father's a Taurus. My daughter's a Taurus. They had a couple of girlfriends that are Tauruses, and if they like you, they like you. If they don't, they don't. Okay, they won't. They're not as upfront with it. Okay, they won't. It's not as direct with it, but they will let you know. You'll figure it out. The other signs are kind of like, yeah, wishy washy, but fire signs are pretty direct. Okay, you'll actually know whether they're interested or not, or what they even want you for. If they want to be they want to be a jump off, they'll tell you that. If they want to be a wife, they'll tell you that. But the worst thing you can do for a Leo, especially a Leo or a fire sign, is hint. If they want to be your wife and you hint that you want to get married to her, she ain't gonna let you rest. She's like, okay, just as the piece is open, let's go down and do this shit. That's the fire sign. Okay, let's get this done. Let's move this along. Especially a Leo. Leos don't, like I say, Leos don't pussyfoot. Like my sister's a Sag. Uh, you know, the thing about fire signs is the mouth. Okay, unfiltered. Especially Aries, their mouth is unfiltered. My sister, their mouth is unfiltered. So you got to be careful. Okay, if you don't like a woman that's direct like that, the fire signs ain't for you. Especially Aries and Leos. Okay. Anyhow, let me get out of here. Let me post Art's thing again. That's where I'll be in about half an hour. Uh, the ladies are in the building. They want to come up, so we'll see. We'll see about next week. We'll see about next week. Anyhow, folks, that's all. It's been about an hour and a half. That's good enough. Leo, Scorpio. Scorpios can be a little jealous. Um, Scorpios like to be out, but Scorpios can be a little jealous. And Leos like to, you know, Leos like to have fun. So Scorpios are really friendly. They like to be out. They like to make friends with people. But Leos, um, Scorpios are not laid back enough. Leos need like people like Virgo. Virgos and Leos actually pretty good together. Virgo and Taurus actually pretty good together. Um, Leos like fire signs like air signs, like a Gemini or a Libra. A Libra and a Leo are probably pretty good partners. Um, Aquarius and Gemini actually drive Leos nuts because they can't. It's hard for them to understand Gemini's and Leos. But Gemini's are actually fluid, and so they kind of confuse Leos. And Aquarius is just into all this weird shit. So these weird thoughts, and Leos are pretty direct. But I would say a Leo and a Libra are actually pretty good partners. But if you're gonna get a Leo, you got to understand what a Leo actually is and what they do and how they act, you know, and not try to contain them. But the worst thing you try to do with a Leo is actually pin her down or pin him down and contain him. It's not gonna work out. You got it bad for Scorpio. Well, Scorpios are very personable people. But thing is, but thing is, if you're gonna be flirtatious with around a Scorpio, yeah, it's probably not a good idea. Okay, probably not a good idea. They're pretty calm. They're friendly, but thing is, yeah, you know, they're not laid back. They will sting you. Okay, they'll get mad. Okay, so It's like fire and water. And Scorpios, Scorpios got their side too. So Scorpios got their side too. Anyhow, not really. What you look for, you always ask the person. You look in the fifth house and the seventh house. That will tell you whether you're compatible or not. And then you ask about general qualities. What kind of woman do you want? You know, describe her. Is she corporate? Is she party? Is she laid back? Is she quiet? You know, uh, is she maternal? Is she loving? And then you look at the qualities of the sign. I said, okay, that's the woman for you. I look at qualities, not necessarily compatibility about signs. Okay, that can actually vary. And how you're raised also is influenced about what kind of woman do you want. You have to find the right personality. Not necessarily. About what? No, really. That's how I do it. I don't really worry about. You look at the fifth house. 9 times a year, you look at the fifth and the seventh house. That will generally tell you, fifth house is what you like, and the seventh house is what you like. What likes you? Like in my seventh house is Capricorns. I can't get rid of Capricorns. I cannot get rid of them. They're attracted to me. I can't get rid of them. So my experience is true. And 9 times 10, look in the seventh house. That's who likes you. And is 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 it all the time? No, but most of the time that's what it is. You go by the chart. You're self-aware. No, well, Toya likes friendly people. Probably that's why she likes Scorpios. Scorpios don't know strangers. Okay, they like they make friends with everybody. Like my mother's a Scorpio, my daughter's a Scorpio, my grandmother was. They have they're the most welcoming people, welcoming sign of all people, right? Of all of them, right? They always have a bunch of friends. Bunch of friends come to the house. A bunch of friends hang out. They have They like house parties. They don't like clubs. They like house parties. They like to shoot the shit with a whole bunch of friends. Their Rolodex is insane. My best friend was a Scorpio. Never met a stranger. Talk to anybody. Yeah, fixed. Yeah, well, fixed is in the middle. Yeah, but if you're a Leo and you like Scorpios, that means you like people that are outgoing and friendly, and most Scorpios are. Most Scorpios are outgoing and friendly, and they're personable. That's probably what you like about them. Anyhow, y'all, let me bounce off of here. Uh, and then it's like, leave me the fuck alone. Yeah. With sex games, yeah. Yep. Well, Scorpios are, yeah, they're the freaks of the zodiac. Anyhow, y'all, I'm gonna bounce off of here. Y'all, I'll see y'all at arts. Peace out.